to us, but let's return again to the Queen's speech, because included in the outline that we heard from Her Majesty was rules aimed at regulating the city more closely. Let's cross to Simon Jack, who's at Mansion House in the heart of the city. And how's it all gone down there where you are, Simon?
Well, there's not an enormous amount that's new, Matthew, in what we heard today. It's really the culmination of some reforms which have been in the pipeline for some time. Three main targets: the banking system itself, making that more stable; the bankers, restraining them and their behaviour to stop putting the financial system at risk; and also protecting bank customers. Well, will any of those objectives be achieved by today's legislation? I'm joined by Eric Roebuck, who's a visiting professor from Cass Business School. Professor Roebuck, Paul Miners, the City Minister, said never again should the taxpayer have to bail out the banking system which is surrounding us on all sides. Will this legislation achieve that?
I think that the key thing to note is that something needs to be done, certainly. But I would also say, if you look at the fact that there's 70 days of parliamentary time between now and the next general election, whether something can be done that's effective, credible and works is questionable.
On the issue of bankers' pay, which gets a lot of people very hot under the collar, we have a code coming in January which will change not how much bankers are paid, but the way they're paid, much more emphasis on shares rather than cash. Will the city take that in its stride?
I think it's fair to say that some of the most notable players in the city have actually been using that system for a long time, and for many of them, actually, what they're currently doing is tougher than the current system is being proposed. However, what I would say is, in terms of the global market, what has to happen is that whatever is applied in London has to be a fair playing field for our banks so that they're capable of competing on the global market.
We keep getting warned about a brain drain if we come down too hard on London, and London in Europe probably has the most to lose as a financial centre. Is that a real threat?
I think it certainly is a real threat in terms of some of the top players in the global banking market. They have the capability to move wherever they want to go because they make a lot of money. So I think we have to be careful, but I think sometimes it's overplayed by the banking industry.
Come what may, bonuses will be paid. There's estimates £6 billion worth of bonuses will be paid out to bankers who'll walk away with millions from a banking system that's been saved by the taxpayer. Is there any sense of contrition, of guilt around us in the buildings you see around us?
I think there's certainly a feeling amongst most in the banking industry that things have gone wrong, things have gone seriously wrong, and that this needs to be addressed, and that, to be blunt, their public image isn't that good at the moment, and something has to be done that is credible not only in terms of the technicalities of banking.
Roebuck, thanks very much indeed. As I say, we're going to see the Bank of England, which is behind me, is going to see some of its powers possibly eroded, more power being given to the city watchdog, the Financial Services Authority. The Conservatives, of course, have said they don't want to do that. They want to put more power back in the building behind me. That, of course, will come up as an election issue, I'm sure, in the months to come. But for now, back to you.
Simon, thanks very much. Simon Jack there in the city for us. Now,